From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group. Century Ply. MYK Laticrete Tile Adhesives. And Samsonite.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight at the start of the year, we need to start by swearing once again that the promise that we made to ourselves 10 years back when Nirbhaya was killed has not been forgotten. Tonight we need to remind ourselves that our blood has not started flowing cold in our veins, and that our anger at injustice is not dead, and that our voices which shouted so loud that we reminded the government that we the people matter are strong enough and our convictions still certain enough for us to shout ourselves hoarse that no, when a 20-year-old young girl is murdered by 5 men in the national capital, we shall not look away. Talk about something else and pretend it doesn't matter or doesn't concern us. My challenge, therefore, in a way, is to you, the viewer, and more accurately to us all. For what the Delhi police is claiming is an eyewash. What the Delhi police is saying is a lie, and the Delhi police needs to be reminded that the average citizen has enough intelligence to read through and see through its lies. And so to the Delhi Police Commissioner I ask, why are your policemen almost laying the blame on the 20-year-old girl who was murdered? And is it possible, to be more direct, that they have been influenced by a local politician who is from the BJP? How is it that a girl can be dragged for 14 kilometers and not one policeman sees anything? How ridiculous is that? How is it that as per the FIR, 2 of the 5 men in the car are drunk? But the police claims they can't say so because they don't have a medical report and so cannot be certain. It's insane what the police is saying. Absolute insanity, Mr. Police Commissioner. And we cannot and we will not let you get away with it. How can a car hit a scooter and the driver of the scooter get entangled underneath a small car and get dragged for 14 kilometers and the body of the scooter driver found without any clothes on? And which police force anywhere in the world, Mr. Delhi Police Commissioner, would register this to be and claim this to be an accident? Is it an accident, Mr. Commissioner? It's no accident. But what this tells me is that 10 years, after 10 years, the police in the national capital has learnt nothing. But let them know tonight that we are still around and that we, the people, will challenge their malice and their falsehoods with all the force and all the conviction at our command. For there is never any grey for me, it's only black or white, a good or bad, truth or falsehood. And at the start of this year, I call upon all of you, my fellow citizens, respond as you did when I called on you to speak out during Nirbhaya. Justice has to be delivered. It will be delivered. This has to be made a case in point. Justice for Delhi's daughter. Justice for Delhi's daughter. Punishment for those who dare to cover up. punishment for them and justice for Delhi's daughter. That's all we are debating tonight, 9 to 10. When a 20-year-old is dragged for 13 kilometers on New Year's Eve, and when it doesn't add up, I wonder why these questions don't come to the police when they come to us. And debate number 2 tonight, the lies that demonetization was bad for the country, slap in the face for the lobby. For on the first working day of the new year, the Supreme Court backs and supports demonetization. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight.
पे मर्डर का तो है ही है जो उन्होंने करा है। अगर उन्होंने रेप करा है तो रेप का केस भी लगेगा और उन लड़कों को फांसी देने की बोला है।
Hit by a car and then allegedly dragged for 13 kilometers and 47 minutes. The most gruesome case in the national capital.
जो बॉडी थी वो उस गाड़ी में कहीं स्टक की है और वो कई किलोमीटर तक, लगभग 10-12 किलोमीटर तक उन्होंने ड्रैग किया है।
Caught napping, doing U-turns and under pressure, the Delhi police now admits the victim was dragged for 13 kilometers and not 4 kilometers. They are constantly changing their version. Home Minister takes note of the Delhi hit-and-run case the country is talking about and seeks an inquiry and a report from the Delhi Special Commissioner.
The MP notification dated 8 November 2016 satisfies the test of proportionality and as such cannot be struck down on the said ground.
In the biggest blow to the lobby this new year, the Supreme Court upholds and in fact praises demonetization. The apex court,
by a majority judgment of 4-1, has dismissed all the 58 writ petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the historic demonetization.
Apex Court strikes down every lie of the anti-demo lobby, states clearly that demonetization was a well-intentioned, well-thought proposal. And singled out their identities checked and then massacred. Pakistani cowards didn't spare even 4 and 5-year-olds in Rajouri. Ladies and gentlemen, in the national capital, a 20-year-old woman was killed, murdered. Her body was found without clothes. It's the most heinous, the most spine-chilling crime. But the Delhi police want to mirror the narrative of the accused instead. The Delhi police wants to therefore indirectly push a narrative that this was an accident, that this was a hit-and-run case. Why would they say so? Only and only if they want to cover up the case. The Delhi police wants us to believe the unbelievable, defend the indefensible. Ladies and gentlemen, we want justice for Delhi's daughter. Let's debate.
In the national capital, their anger is palpable.
These are the people on the ground. They're questioning the Delhi police. They are seeking justice for the victim. They are asking as to how this could happen. They are saying that this is for the victim, this is for every daughter, this is for every woman living in Delhi. 10 years after Nirbhaya, why is it that we are seeing such a barbaric hit-and-run case of the girl whose clothes were also not on her when the police found the body?
The reason for this anger is the abhorrent failure of law and order when a 20-year-old girl was dragged through the streets of Delhi at 3:30 a.m. by this car that had 5 men in it. The CCTV captures it all. The crime committed on a day when the Delhi police claimed to have heightened security.
जो कुछ कॉशंस हैं वो ये है कि ये सेफ एंड सिक्योर सेलिब्रेशन होना है और खास करके जो ड्रंकन बिहेवियर होता है, कई बार जब हर्षोल्लास में हम जब बह जाते हैं तो ड्रंकन बिहेवियर, ड्रंकन ड्राइविंग, रैश एंड नेग्लिजेंट ड्राइविंग या किसी तरह के ब्रॉल में पड़ जाना और विमेन सेफ्टी हमारा फोकस होगा। जो पुलिस डिप्लॉयमेंट है इसमें 2500 से ज़्यादा विमेन पुलिस फोर्स का डिप्लॉयमेंट होगा।
It is unfathomable that the police failed to act when a young girl was dragged for almost 13 kilometers in the Kanjawala area in Delhi.
This is the spot, and till kilometers I can see. I'll ask my video journalist to give you a long view of this particular road. You can also see, our viewers can see that yes, this is the smooth road. This is the plain road. This particular patch is not that broken. I can see from this particular point where the body was found from 3 to 4 kilometers, like this particular road is very much smooth. Then too, they didn't got it that what is happening.
Hear how, while speaking to Republic, the man who first called the police describes the almost callous response.
पीसीआर तो मेरे सामने से 3 पीसीआर गुजरी हैं, लेकिन कोई एक्टिवपना मेरे को शायद नज़र नहीं आया, या उनको मेरी बात झूठ लगी, या उनको ये नहीं पता था कि ये गाड़ी वो है। बल्कि जिस टाइम से मेरे 3 पीसीआर मेरे सामने से गुजरी हैं, उस टाइम से पहले मैं गाड़ी का नंबर दे चुका था। गाड़ी का नंबर आपने नोट कर लिया? हाँ, गाड़ी का नंबर नोट कर लिया। गाड़ी का नंबर दे चुका था, गाड़ी का रंग बता चुका था और मॉडल बता चुका था, बलेनो गाड़ी है। सब कुछ होने के बावजूद भी 3 पीसीआर मेरे सामने से गुजर गई।
Another witness, a delivery boy who informed the police about the incident, shares a similar tale of apathy.
मैंने अपनी बाइक जैसी संभाली तो उनकी गाड़ी रोहिणी की तरफ को मुड़ चुकी थी। 100-150 मीटर की दूरी पर पुलिस चौकी है। उस चौकी को देखकर उन्होंने वापसी गाड़ी मोड़ी। गाड़ी जब मोड़ी तो बहुत तेज आवाज़ आई थी। जब आवाज़ आई, मैंने जब मुड़कर देखा तो लड़की का सर लटक रहा था। ये है कि गाड़ी में कोई गाने नहीं चल रहे थे। लाइव देखा है, कोई गाने नहीं चले थे उस टाइम गाड़ी में।
और गाड़ी क्या बहुत तेज चल रही थी?
40 से लेकर 60 की स्पीड पे थी। उसके बाद मैंने अपने जब सेक्टर 24 के लिए जा रहा था तो वहाँ पर 2 पुलिस वाले मिले बाइक पे। मैंने उनको बोला, तो मैंने उनको बताया कि सर ऐसे ऐसे बात हुई है। तो उन्होंने ये बात बोली कि तेरे तो नहीं लगी, मगर नहीं, कि जा बाकी हम देख लेंगे।
The distraught mother of the deceased 20-year-old says this was no accident.
मैं अपने बच्चे को देखना चाहती हूँ। पुलिस वाले कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं। मेरे बच्चे को एक बार तक दिखाया तक नहीं है कि देख लो ये तुम्हारा बच्चा है या नहीं है। क्यों नहीं दिखा रहे? उसके साथ क्यों क्या कर दिया ऐसा? एक्सीडेंट भी होता है तो क्या दिखाते नहीं है या देखते नहीं है? ऐसा क्या करा है मेरे बच्चे के साथ?
The family says there is a deliberate go slow by the Delhi police.
उसके अंदर एक बीजेपी का बंदा है, उसके साथ उनके अंदर वो इन्वॉल्व है इस केस में, मनोज मित्तल। उसका बाहर बोर्ड भी लगा हुआ है, बीजेपी का मोटा सा आदमी है। उस केस को दबाने के लिए वो पूरी सपोर्ट कर रहा है वो इंसान।
The forensic team may have reached the spot today.
जो हमारी डायरेक्टर मैडम है, उन्होंने इस केस की सेंसिटिविटी को देखते हुए 2 टीमें कंस्टिट्यूट करी थी। दोनों टीमों ने थॉरोली दोनों व्हीकलों को एग्जामिन कर लिया है और अभी हम स्पॉट पे एग्जामिन।
क्या ब्लड उसमें मिला है?
किसी गाड़ी वाले में नीचे की साइड में हमें कुछ।
क्या गाड़ी के अंदर?
गाड़ी के अंदर भी हमने एग्जामिन कर लिया और जो भी एग्जिबिट हमें मिले थे हमने पुलिस को सौंप दिया।
But until yesterday, the police tried to say that the body was dragged for 4 kilometers. Today, the lapses are staring them in the face.
जो अभी तक का इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें हमें ये जानकारी मिली है कि उस लड़की की जो बॉडी थी वो उस गाड़ी में कहीं स्टक की है और वो कई किलोमीटर तक, लगभग 10-12 किलोमीटर तक उन्होंने ड्रैग किया है और फिर वो किसी टर्निंग के दौरान कहीं पे वो बॉडी गिरी है।
The Delhi police's versions are changing and the action against the accused is far from satisfactory. The questions that the Delhi police must answer now. How is it that the victim went undetected for 14 long kilometers and no one knew? How is it that on a night when there should be heightened security that there were no checkpoints through this entire stretch? Multiple calls that were made to the Delhi police. What stopped them from acting? Why is it that there is still no clarity on the fact to whether the accused were drunk or not? Can the Delhi police completely rule out the sexual assault angle? Let's debate.
I welcome everyone on this debate. Yashovardhan Azad, Abhishek Sudhir, Kapil Madan, Mamta Kale, Karan Verma. My first and second question will be to Charu Pragya, who is spokesperson of the BJP. Charu, one of the accused is the coordinator of the BJP ward in Mangalpuri. In other words, one of the accused, name being Manoj Mittal, is a BJP man, a local BJP leader from the BJP, and his name is in the FIR. Do you confirm that a BJP leader called Manoj Mittal was in the car which is involved in this killing, and therefore one of the accused in this case of possible murder is a BJP leader?
Arnab, good evening. And the horrifying accident, rape, murder in Delhi has left us all shaken. There is no way it matters what the political affiliation of one or any men in that car is. It does not matter. And the LG has made that amply clear by saying that his socio-economic standing, his political affiliations do not matter. Instructions are clear, instructions are transparent. Those who are found to be guilty will be behind bars. These five are already behind bars. But if there are any which are complicit,
I will repeat the question. No, you cannot, because I would just 1 minute, please, Charu. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. I'm requesting you to wait. I'm repeating my question. And since you are saying that which political party, their socio-economic status, where they are from does not matter, you should also have no hesitation in saying yes or no. One of the persons who is involved in this murder / rape / whatever it is, sexual assault, killing, murder, the family of the deceased is saying it's a murder, you should say yes or no. One of the 5 accused is a BJP leader of local prominence in Delhi.
Arnab, I don't know this person personally, but if he is, that's all right. His political affiliation does not matter. He's a criminal, full stop. Nothing needs to be seen.
First of all,
I'm very clear about this.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, Charu, 1 minute. Charu, let me tell you. It's not all right, so please be careful with your use of words. Abhishek is already into the debate, but before you come in, Abhishek, I'll tell you, Charu, no, you cannot say it's all right. It's not all right. B, it matters.
2 years is the sentence.
B, it matters. Even Karan, who on most occasions supports the BJP, agrees with me that it matters.
Yes,
this becomes a case of moral culpability of your party as well. Karan wanted to add something there before Abhishek.
Have been increased, Arnab, not decreased.
No, Arnab,
the
you're
instructions
bang on,
are clear.
and
There is
I'm
no shielding of any
grateful to
criminal here.
you.
There never will
No,
be.
1 minute, Charu, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let you hear Karan's view.
Moral responsibility.
Abhishek, let's hear Karan and then I come to you. Yeah, Karan.
I have to thank your network for taking this issue up in the most direct manner possible. And I appreciate that you asked a pointed question to Charu. Because if he is from BJP, the party must come clean on this, sack him immediately, and there should be no patronage for this barbaric animal. Absolutely no whatsoever. And I'm glad that an example should be made this time around, and people should not forget. Our problem is we forget. Thanks to your network, we are raising this up, and let's not forget, because these incidents keep happening.
No example is being made,
because we
my
brush
friend.
them under the carpet. And today, this must be discussed threadbare. What has happened is
the police is behaving like the lawyers for the accused.
No, the police has made.
The police is saying the poor boys, they didn't know the body was there.
Should roll.
They are saying
Abhishek,
the poor boys,
agree
it's an accident.
Heads should roll. But
no,
at the same time,
my sympathies are with Charu. Let me just say my sympathies are with Charu, Karan. Today,
No, I need
where
no
is Shehzad
sympathies.
Poonawalla?
Let me finish
Where
what
is
I was
Gaurav
trying to
Bhatia? Where is Sanju
Abhishek,
Verma?
let's not
Where are
politicize
these
this.
top BJP
Abhishek,
spokespersons?
please, let's
Whenever
not
it is something to do
politicize
with the
this.
opposition, they will be first in line.
No, Abhishek, you are again
How can you not
politicizing
politicize
That's
it?
the problem.
One of the accused is a member of the BJP. One of the accused is a member of the BJP. If the accused is a member of AAP, would you not have politicized it?
Doing a drama.
Is there any
Karan, if the accused was a member of the AAP, you would not politicize it. Charu Pragya is Manoj Mittal, a member of BJP. Charu is Manoj Mittal, a member of your party.
Then this is not the forum for that. I think Arnab will also not appreciate that.
Now you're
talking about answers.
You are politicizing it now.
No, I wish to remind you, I wish to ask you, my next question is again to Charu.
Manoj Mittal, a member of the BJP.
Yeah, answer the question. He's a member of the BJP and he had therefore has local influence. And Charu, let me tell you one thing.
100%
Just, let me tell you, Charu. We are not living in La La Land. You have a politician who is involved in a horrendous case, a horrendous crime. He is a person who holds local influence. Therefore, it is entirely possible that he has put pressure or influenced the police at a local level. My question is, it's been 36 hours. Why is it taking so much push from us to get you to even wake up? And now, the police commissioner is saying he'll investigate. Let me assure you, if there was no media pressure, he would not be investigating. Now, would you like to tell me, my next question to you is this. Absolutely. Charu, I had led the protests in the media in the Nirbhaya rape case in 2012. At that time, I had been very critical of Rahul Gandhi for not opening his mouth and for disappearing and hiding and all the usual things which he's done then. Now, at that time, Charu, you said that it is a wake-up call and there needs to be a special session of Parliament to discuss this case. May I ask you why this incident should not demand a special session of Parliament, going by the precedent that you have set? Why not have a special session of Parliament now? And is this not a wake-up call for you?
Arnab, unfortunately, wake-up calls come at the cost of young women losing their dignity, losing their lives, and unfortunately,
I was talking
crime
about a
against women
special session
is
of
also
Parliament.
politicized. Can I
I was
finish
speaking
my flow of
about
thought,
a
and I
special
will
session
answer
of
your
Parliament,
question.
and I was
Can I
saying to
please
you,
finish my flow of thought?
allow me please, because you are dodging my question. At that time,
I'm
Mr.
not. I'm
Prakash
absolutely
Javadekar
not.
was party spokesperson of the BJP, who went on to be the Minister for Information and Broadcasting for a while. And he had said that the UPA government has failed miserably in protecting women and had demanded a special session of Parliament, which did happen, by the way. Right? Now, I want to know, why are you not doing the same thing now? We will support you, Charu.
Great. Arnab, what I'm trying to say here is that when a crime like this happens, there is no defending it, and nobody should defend it, a woman least of all. So I am not going to stand here and say that special session of Parliament should not happen. I'm not going to stand here and say the political affiliation of somebody should matter. I want to remind you that all 5 accused are already behind bars. The Honourable Home Minister of the country is monitoring the case. Also, the sections levied against these 5 accused have been increased and made absolutely stricter.
He's monitoring the
They've been made
case, is he?
stricter, not made less.
He's monitoring the
no,
case.
He cannot. No,
Really?
He's not a police officer.
You have
to
filed a
investigate
case
himself, Abhishek.
of criminal
Update
negligence
yourself.
against them, which carries 2 years in prison.
He cannot.
After media pressure, you have said culpable homicide not amounting to murder.
Abhishek, do not
The
speak
girl
over me.
was
I
naked.
refuse to politicize
That girl
crime
was
against
naked.
women. If
There were no
if
clothes
your
on her body.
conscience allows it,
There were no
then all
clothes
the
on
best
that
to you,
girl's
but
body.
My conscience does not allow it.
There was no clothes on that girl's
body.
body.
Or any other case happened like this
ruling
for us
out
to
rape
fight?
and
Why should we not stand
One
together
minute, one minute.
Why are you not talking about
Charu, a
Why are
minute.
you not talking about murder?
Abhishek, may I request you?
I'm
Abhishek,
sorry.
1 minute. Charu, stay on. Charu, stay on. One minute. We'll have Charu and Mamta on one side. Just 1 minute. Abhishek, allow me. I can't have 6 people speak together, but this is very important. And I agree with you, Abhishek, for the first time ever in this life, that the police is acting like the lawyers for the accused. I completely agree with you. And it is painful. I want to bring in Yashovardhan Azad in this case, along with Kapil. I agree with Abhishek here. And I want to ask Yashovardhan Azad. Mr. Azad, when the police, files an FIR in a case such as this, right? Do they do any prima facie substantiation of any facts before they decide which clauses to use?
Well, technically, the FIR is based to be purely on the substance which have been given to them. Now, in this case, I don't know who has, on whose statement they have filed. Is it the witness or the police itself has done it? But one thing is very clear, and this I want to clarify right at the very beginning, is that there are two parts to this crime. One is that horrible incident that in an inebriated state, these drunken perverts hit that lady. And it's obvious that when a vehicle is dragging somebody on, they were in full knowledge and they still did it for them. So immediately the tougher section, that is the culpable homicide not amounting to murder, should have been put in that FIR. So in that respect, I agree with you that the crime appears to be minimized. Now, is it intentional or is it because a lower rank officer was doing it? This is something for an inquiry which the special commissioner will look at.
No, I just one point. Is culpable homicide not amounting to murder the same as causing death by negligence?
No, not at all. That is 304A.
Correct.
That's
So this is 304A and the other is 304. Agreed. And is it the same as rash driving, culpable homicide not amounting to murder? That is 279. So my contention being, sir, that this is a clear case to me of the police helping the accused because they have put only bailable sections.
Yes. Yeah, earlier on, you're right. I told you that they instituted a case under 304A, which is nothing. I mean, 279 is hardly anything. Rash and negligent driving leading to a death. Now, that is also available. Now, this was during the British times because, very few people had gadis, gadis. So the white sahibs will go free, even if they hit somebody. But the culpable homicide not amounting to murder is the right thing because obviously when they have hit the girl
why was it not, my question being, Mr. Azad, why was it not put earlier, Kapil Madan?
Because to protect the accused.
It is to protect the accused, one of whom is a prominent local BJP leader. Kapil Madan is on the debate.
Arnab, can I come in? So I would like to, first, Arnab, thank you for raising this as an important issue. Now, again, what, Charu wants to argue, Charu doesn't have an argument today. And, Charu goes on to, defend the undefensible, where you have, ample evidence on the court to show that at the first instance, the police does not record the FIR, registers the FIR in the appropriate section, which is prima facie is made out. Now B, Charu, please, Charu, I never interrupted you. Charu, I never interrupted you. Allow me to finish my point, please. No, allow me to finish my point. I know this is giving you anxiety. I know this is giving you anxiety and you don't have an answer today.
Why will it give me anxiety? I'm angry.
Now, look at the irony of the situation.
Instead of focusing on making sure the culprits are given the strictest possible action, you are politicizing everything.
Now the fact remains. Now, if you don't have evidence or if you don't know all the facts, you make a statement that the women were dragged for 4 kilometers. Now, after your reports and the media pressure, they admit that
Kapil, I'm very directly asking you if the police commissioner has been instructed strictly to deal with lapses on the side of the police.
Arnab,
why are you not acknowledging that? Is that not important?
My point is, now it is very easy for the Home Minister
to say...
No,
it's more important to take political pot shots.
Now the point is...
It's more important for you to take political pot shots, even at a time like this.
The people have lost confidence. Why not a judicial probe? What action you have taken against the officer for dereliction of duty? I mean, are you trying to say if a woman is being dragged for 12 kilometers, there was no checkpoints? Especially you have, when you have... a day like 31st December, where most of the people
I
go
asked
out
you
and
a very
celebrate.
specific question, Kapil.
Now, my point,
if the police commissioner has said that all lapses will be dealt with, do you not want to acknowledge that issue?
All the government is trying to do, is trying to brush the issue under the carpet. You are not, putting.
No, who's brushing it under the carpet? Ordering extra inquiries into the issue, not brushing anything under the carpet, Kapil.
Why not a judicial probe? The family alleges sexual harassment. Family alleges sexual assault. Why not a judicial probe? What is stopping you to have a judicial probe?
Can we wait for the police to come up with this investigation report first? Can we wait for the postmortem report to come up first?
Prima facie evidence to show that
no, I asked you two very specific questions, and it's very clear. In spite of that, you are intent on politicizing a crime against a young woman.
Can
there never be an instance where you prioritize
a moment.
Dilute the case.
Charu, you are being extremely understanding, empathetic and forgiving, and we'll get towards the Delhi police, which I can observe here. Were you so understanding, empathetic and forgiving towards the Delhi police when the BJP led the demonstrations in Jantar Mantar in the Nirbhaya case just 10 years ago? I'm sorry to say this to you, you must realize there's something called the will and anger of the people. Please don't test that. You will lose. The people will win. You are on the wrong side by indirectly providing some legal or political cover to the Delhi police. You should take immediate action against the Delhi police at the highest level. Because 10 years after Nirbhaya, what is clear to me is that nothing has changed. And you want me to believe that a small car dragged a young lady for 14 kilometers, 47 minutes apart, there were 2 PCR calls. There was no response from the Delhi police. The girl dies, they remove her body and they continue to drive on. And then they have bailable sections against them. Tell me, Charu, you tell me, Mamta, you tell me, Charu, do you believe that a car can hit a scooter and the body of the scooter driver, not even the clothes of the scooter driver, but the body of the scooter driver can get entangled under a small car, which does not even have great height. And that car can continue to drive between 40 to 60 kilometers per hour for 14 kilometers? Right? Is it possible? Can you hear me, Charu? No. Is it possible, Mamta?
It's not.
Do we believe it?
It's not possible.
This fantastic story is being told to all of us. My worry is here.
Impossible.
No, but Abhishek, this is the story which is being put in the FIR. Which means whose version is being put in the FIR is the version of the accused.
The parallel is to Salman Khan. This is the Salman Khan case all over again. They invoked negligence first, then they did rash driving, then belatedly it became culpable homicide not amounting to murder, and that guy is still free today and he's got away scot-free. That's exactly what's going to happen to the accused here. This is our police. You know, our police are very capable. Our police are very competent. Only when they're under political pressure do our police not do their job. I refuse to believe that a police officer, having seen this CCTV footage, will just register a case of rash driving and negligence. The police are competent. It's the politicians who don't let the police do their job in this country. That is the malaise of our criminal justice system. And now we have Charu Pragya saying, don't take political pot shots. Can you imagine if Manoj Mittal was a member of the opposition, one of the parties in Delhi like AAP? I mean, would they not have taken political pot shots?
Yes, I can imagine. No, can I please come in, Arnab? No, I refuse to hear this.
You have no leg to stand on.
To hear this.
Charu, you have no leg to stand on. I think it's better you stay quiet in this debate. I think it's better you stay quiet.
Please, I don't need to stay quiet because you cannot question what I stand for. The fact is that this is not a political party which is shielding a minister which is behind bars since 6 months. This is not a political party which is standing in front of
You're comparing Satyendra Jain to this fellow.
Absolutely.
You're comparing Satyendra Jain to somebody who has murdered a girl and dragged her body for 13 kilometers.
Abhishek, I don't like to scream, but let me make it very clear that political parties have stood by and supported criminals.
Was dragged for 13 kilometers. And you're
Abhishek, don't speak over me. Arnab, I would like to say this without
comparing it to money laundering.
No, the question is why was the family involved?
Have you no shame?
Okay, let's be specific. Please listen here. The question is, one minute. Why declare it? No, elementary question here. Elementary question.
Was this girl sexually assaulted?
Elementary question. When there was no post-mortem done, Mamta Kale, my words being very specific, and Yashovardhan Azad can tell me, when there was no post-mortem done, Mamta, the police declares they know what happened. There is no post-mortem done, ladies and gentlemen, but the police has declared it to be just a fatal accident. How do they know it's an accident when there's no post-mortem done as of last night? The post-mortem is done today was in an attempt to underplay the crime. The report is not out right now. The post-mortem is done today. Report will come tomorrow. But the police has already done an investigation and concluded this is the Parambir Singh School of Investigation. Yeah. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. And the police sometimes thinks that the media doesn't ask questions. I know they don't ask questions. I know most of the media doesn't. But what is this? This is ridiculous. How can foul play be ruled out with 100% certainty, Mamta Kale?
Yeah, good evening, Arnab. First of all, a heinous, spine-chilling crime took place yesterday in national capital, which has shaken up the entire country. And as far as I am concerned, it looks, completely a cold-blooded murder to me. And I want and I demand strict punishment to be awarded to all 5 of them. Life imprisonment or hang them. Because this cannot happen. This cannot be taken. And as far as rest of the things are concerned, I am with the family and demand justice.
See, the point being, Mamta, and Charu, you need to hear me on this. Yesterday, they say, the police says the body was dragged for a few kilometers. Some 4 or 5 is the story they planted in the media. Now they are saying the body was dragged for 13 kilometers. There is no post-mortem, but the declaration of the nature of the accident is put out by none other than the Deputy Commissioner of Police of the Outer District. And after which he says the post-mortem will be conducted through a board of doctors. Why do you need a post-mortem, Charu, if they have already decided what happened? Don't you find it fishy? And
yes,
then one of the
absolutely.
accused is a BJP leader. No, I'm not going to let go, Charu.
No, you should not, Arnab, and nobody should let go. And least of all, the police officers which were found to be lax. Can you stop speaking over me? Because I really don't understand why everybody needs to speak together. I'm trying to make some sense here.
What about Kuldeep Sengar?
Can you
please
stop speaking over me? This is not. Oh really? And what are the parties that you are supporting?
So I'm not interested in listening to your spin.
What are the parties that you are supporting?
I'm not interested in listening to your spin. I'm not interested in listening to you deflect. Answer the question. Are you going to expel this Manoj Mittal?
I refuse to take
Are you going to expel this Manoj Mittal?
Trying to get a word out, but I don't have to listen to this
There is a hoarding of this Manoj Mittal.
The point
There is a
being,
hoarding of Manoj Mittal with Modi and Shah.
the point being, at some point of time, Yashovardhan Azad is the... No. You see, I'll tell you one thing. You are not... You see, the media must start applying its mind. Let me...
Republic does not lower faders. Republic does not lower faders. Other channels do.
No, everybody's fader is on, including mine.
Everybody speak.
But what I'm saying is...
I don't know.
Speak, yes.
This is...
Shout and derail, no.
About some other channel.
See, one second.
Be disrespectful, absolutely no.
Charu, 1 minute. I am just saying here, there is CCTV footage of the victim driving her scooty and of the victim being dragged. But there is no footage of the actual accident, quote unquote, if it ever happened, Yashovardhan Azad. So I don't know where the conclusion of an accident comes from.
No, there's a very important question you had asked earlier. What kind of information does the police have when they record the FIR? Do they do some preliminary inquiry or not? And I told you that whatever they get immediately at that particular point, that is the first information report. Now you're right that if you had only little bit of information on the basis of which you say that we registered an accident, then how would you make a preliminary remark that the death was only caused by an accident without any post-mortem report? Because mind you, the victims' families were also raising issues like sexual assault. So it's in a sensitive matter like this, the police should maintain a stand that we are investigating the matter, and with the gravity of crime, which was obvious at that time, that the woman has been dragged for about 12 to 16 kilometers, there was a good case immediately that they would not get bail immediately, and a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder be registered. In that respect, this minimization of offence, which took place right in the beginning, is a cause for serious investigation, which I hope the special commission.
The most important thing out here, and Yogita joins us now, Bayana as well. And the fact is this, Charu, now some uncomfortable facts I will have to confront you with. There is a BJP leader. His name is Manoj Mittal. Your party, the BJP, has made him co-coordinator of the BJP in a ward in Mangolpuri in Delhi. The BJP leader, Manoj Mittal, is sitting in the front passenger seat of this vehicle. Hence, he is not in a situation where he can say, I did not see the accident happening. Therefore, there is proof that a BJP leader was witness to the accident, party to the accident, which I don't believe is an accident, witness to the killing, party to the killing, and party to the cover-up. Okay? Now, please understand, as per the FIR, and Yogita will be in a direct debate right now with Charu, Deepak has told the police he was driving the car and the BJP leader Manoj Mittal was sitting in the front passenger seat. In the back, Mithun was sitting in the middle with Kishan on his right hand side and Amit to his left. Two of them, Amit and Deepak, have already told a third person whose car it was that they were drunk, they had a drink. But the police say we don't have the medical report. They claim they were coming back from a party in Murthal. Two of them were drunk. The BJP leader, who I don't know whether he was drunk or not, was sitting in the front passenger seat. Right? The girl is killed, dragged apparently for 14 kilometers. Her body is found mangled and dragged under the car without any clothes on. And the police wants the whole country to believe this was an accident. Charu, listen to this. And please understand, if I open the phone lines tonight, you will feel as much anger in this country as there was during Nirbhaya. Do you want to feel the anger? Then I will open the calls. Do you want to feel the anger among the people? Then I will open the calls. I would like to see even if any BJP supporters support you on this. Yogita wants to say something to you.
Arnab, nobody under the sun can defend this act of
Nobody's.
brutality.
Let me hear Yogita
If
first.
anybody
Yogita
who's
first.
defending should be also booked. I really find it amusing that even after looking at the pictures, the kind of brutality this girl has gone through, and it is not only what they are trying to portray it as an accident, it is a whole nexus. You will get to know, and we really need CBI inquiry on this case because this girl was chased from the venue itself. It was a pre-planned thing. They were trying to molest her. Maybe they molested her not. That we will see in the investigation. But you can see the state of the body. Anybody looks at the picture, the kind of brutal act of atrocity they have done on this girl, cannot deny that there was no chances of sexual assault. Why they did not book them for sexual assault first, and then the postmortem, whatever it says, that should have been added in the charge sheet. But why are they trying to portray it as an accident? There is much more to it. When we get into the detail, they will get to know. And how many such cases would have been going without notice if there is no public pressure, no media attention, and thanks to you for raising it. Otherwise, this will go unattended. Like from the similar patch, from the similar area, we have attended so many cases of rapes and murders.
But
I am going on record and saying rapes and murder from the same area.
Here it's about a cover-up of this young girl who at the age of 20 was the sole breadwinner of her family. And I want to know, Charu, do you ever think the family was not even told? The police knew. They had covered everything up, protected the politician. This is how I look at it. Yashovardhan Azad raises his hand. The police had done the full cover-up. The accused had returned to their homes, put up this stupid theory about an accident. The police was after that, Yashovardhan Azad busy planting to the media and the media was stupidly buying it, that this was some accident. And after all of this was quote-unquote sorted out, Yogita, then they informed the family at 8 o'clock in the morning.
There's one very important point which Yogita has raised.
The body of the girl.
She was being chased from the venue itself. I think another part of inquiry which must be looked into.
Louder, please.
Then crime becomes really very, very grave.
Charu, answer me.
Yeah, I'm
How
trying
were
to
there no
speak, Arnab.
cops? You
See,
kept saying during
so-
the Congress time, you kept saying Congress has not done anything, UPA has not done anything. There was not one patrol van. There are apparently 1,200 mobile patrolling vehicles, 2,074 patrol motorbikes passed between Sultanpuri and Kanjhawala in the early hours of 1st January. Not one of them were active. The car passes through 2 police jurisdictions in the national capital region, a stretch of 13 kilometers. Sultanpuri and Kanjhawala, where was the police? 114 teams apparently deployed. Where was the police? Why did the police not chase down this car? There were calls on 112. Answer me. There were calls on 112, 2 witness sightings. Answer me. No responses.
And nobody. Nobody is defending any of this.
It's not
Nobody
about
is
defense.
defending any of this.
And
Arnab.
one of them is a BJP
Who is
leader.
defending it? That BJP
Karan
leader
is
you
on the
keep
debate. This is too
mentioning
much.
is behind bars as we speak. You are aware of that. In fact, the
Charu,
sections
you are
have been
not
made
defending.
stricter. He's
Charu,
not
Charu,
being
can I make a small
defending.
intervention,
Charuji,
please?
they are behind bars for
Charu,
accident.
you are not defending
They are
them.
behind bars for
Agree.
accident.
But we are asking for heads to roll. Who are those who were
And they
supposed to be
will.
manning this area? Why aren't they
Please tell
sacked
me
already?
something. Why?
They are behind
Why are they
bars
sacked
for not
already?
Why
and
would the
murder.
LG
They are behind
ask
bars.
Why
questions
were
and
lesser
say the
offence charges
laxity
framed?
should be addressed and heads should roll? Why would the police
So
commissioner
why
be
aren't
asked
they
to
ruling
identify
already?
those
If
officers?
not for Republic, Arnab, I say this with responsibility.
What
The
is-
media had bought
what is
it.
there to boast
The media
about?
had bought this
What
bogus
is there
theory
to
of the
boast
police.
about? They are behind bars.
They had bought
They
this
are behind bars
theory
for
of
rape and run
accident
case.
and
They are not
negligence.
behind bars for rape and murder.
Today,
I'm
if
sorry.
not for this
Unfortunately,
media, if not
somebody is
for
trying to
Republic,
protect them.
this would have gone unchecked. Charu, it's high time you addressed it. It's
You see,
high
the
time
problem
you
is
were proactive
problem
rather
is
than being
many
reactive.
people in the no. I am actually shocked here at the media as well. The media, many of them seem to be on their New Year break still. It's ridiculous.
All of them.
You know, it's ridiculous. The way I'm really sorry to have to say this about people in my quote unquote profession, that it's ridiculous. The way they are dealing with it is such a mechanical way. I refuse to believe this is the same media that raised their voice during Nirbhaya. It is ridiculous. You are not questioning the police. What is the police saying here? The police is saying, Kapil and Abhishek, the police is saying, oh, these people did not notice that the body was under their car because the poor people were hearing loud music. Whereas one of the eyewitnesses has told Republic that no music was being played in the car. I mean, this is a level of stupidity even in terms of a cover-up. And this story has been actually reported, Abhishek. Some people in the media have been reporting this story. We didn't notice anybody died because we were playing music.
You have the courage to take on the ruling dispensation. Anna, this is an extremely sad state
You
of
have the
affairs,
courage to
and
take
I
on the
would have,
ruling
really
dispensation, and I
expected
applaud that.
Charu to
In 10
condemn it
minutes, you will do a
wholeheartedly,
debate on
to acknowledge it.
demonetization where you will take the side of the ruling dispensation. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you praise the government, but at least you're holding the government accountable. I applaud you for that. You're asking tough questions of the BJP spokesperson. This is not moral responsibility. This is a case of actual criminal responsibility. The LG says he holds his head in shame. The LG, if he has a spine, should resign. The LG should resign. If not, he should be removed from his post. You don't give control of the Delhi police to anyone else. Then get the Delhi police in order.
You are not asking for the resignation for the men and officers of the police force. You go straight to the LG. Can you give me a reason for that?
Sorry?
That's your political pot
Why
shot.
go after the policemen?
That's your political
You politicians
pot shot.
are putting pressure on the police.
No,
you are the
that's your political pot shot and you should be ashamed.
You politicians
Even the rape and
don't let
murder
the
of a
police
young
do
girl
their
is
job.
not enough to
You
throw
don't let
some
the police
sense
do
into
their
your
job.
heads. All you can do
Are
is
you
shout
going to
on
let the police
television,
do their
not
job?
do
Answer the
anything
question.
constructive,
Or are you
ever.
going to
Abhishek, get your sense
Manoj
of
Mittal
proportion,
off?
please.
Extremely
Are you
You have
saying
not
the
even
LG
said Manoj
the LG
Mittal.
was influencing the
Charu,
police?
you have not even said Manoj
at a time
Mittal.
like this, at a critical
Say
time.
his name.
At a critical time.
Charu, say his name.
You are
say
doing
his
this.
name. Manoj Mittal. Will Manoj Mittal be expelled? Will Manoj Mittal be expelled? Can you answer this question?
He's going to be
Will Manoj
behind
Mittal be
bars
expelled
serving
from
for
the BJP?
life. He's going to be serving for life or be hanged.
When?
That's what I'm
When?
saying.
So you know, when is he
What
going
do
to
you
be
mean
expelled?
expelled?
When is
So
he going to be
please,
expelled?
1 minute.
What are
Arnab,
you
do you
waiting
notice
for?
this? With all the accountability that you're trying to fix here, can you not realize there are people on your panel who are only interested in political potshots and not results? They are not concerned with the culprit being punished.
We are concerned.
They are not concerned with
I am extremely concerned. I am extremely concerned. Please understand. And you need to be concerned too, Charu, because Manoj Mittal of the BJP was having a party about his recent promotion and possibly was drunk. And this is a very straightforward case, Charu, as far as I am concerned. A politician gets so drunk with power that he kills a 20-year-old, possibly does worse, along with 5 other people, possibly drunk, and then uses his newfound political influence to try and cover things up. And you think that the media in this country is dead, that they will not ask you questions? You think the media in this country will not ask you questions with the same straightforwardness that we did in 2012? We will ask you. And I think it's a very relevant question. Why does the BJP first not sack or suspend this individual pending further investigation? We should not have to ask you this. Now, my further question to you is the following. My next question to you is this, Charu. I've done some research in this case. I will drop bricks. Because I will ask a couple of straightforward questions. The family alleges it is a case of sexual assault. What would you say to her mother? And there were PCR calls there were 112 calls that were made at 3:15, and there was no action till 5 a.m. What was the police doing? Covering up?
I think the call which was made to the person who answered the PCR call, that person needs to be held accountable. I also agree. I think sexual assault is definitely something that already happened. Rape possibly happened. Otherwise, the girl would not have been found in the state that she's been found. It was irresponsible to give.
But then why did the police call it an accident?
Report. See, that's exactly what I'm saying, Arnab, and the police has to be held accountable for that. The problem here is, instead of holding accountability with the police, there are people who think a BJP spokesperson can be held accountable.
I am asking you, I am told that blood samples have been sent to the FSL now, but kindly tell me, after 24 hours, 36 hours, the blood would have left the system. Alcohol would have left the system. I don't understand what kind of a tardy investigation is going on. Yogita has a follow-up. Yogita.
Absolutely, Arnab. We need to somewhere start building up the accountability. If they are so serious and there is no cover-up, first of all, they should suspend the authority, especially the police officer who was not taking the calls, who was on duty, who was not patrolling, under which the whole police station comes or the area comes. And definitely there was complete cover-up. They did not take them for medical. Even if there is a small incident, the first thing is they are supposed to take them for medical. We understand there must be some political interference, that they did not put rape and murder before. They just put small, IPC sections which are also bailable.
Yeah, but
now after so much of hue and cry, they have there is a clear cut. I completely, it's open and shut case. And I think through you, Arnab, I would request that there should be a detailed investigation. As I'm trying to tell you that it is more than that.
Yeah, we have as of now got 11 reporters, including 3-4 special investigation team reporters on the job. We'll get more by tomorrow. And the Delhi police knows that we will. I thank you all very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And on the other side, a huge victory for the Modi government, that too in the Supreme Court at the start of the first working day in the Supreme Court of the new year. All those people who said demonetization was wrong, was illegal, they've got a huge slap on their face, because the Supreme Court, in a 4-1 verdict, has almost praised demonetization, saying it was a very well thought out move. The implications of that and the politics of it when I'm back.